Hey guys, in this video, I'm gonna share with you how I turned $10,000 into $1 million. And it all started by me working for free. And so this video, I'm gonna share with you the 3 things you didn't know. It's making money, it's managing money, and it's multiplying money in order for you to become a millionaire. So if you really like this video and you get value from it, comment down below, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's dive into today's video. How do we turn that $200,000 into $1 million? And so our very first investment property, we put $66,000 down, which was 25% down. The home was worth about $280,000. We got it for $240,000. We got a good deal on it. And so I bought another home. This one was worth $250,000, and we bought it for $250,000. And then we bought our third property for $455,000, but it was worth $408,000. And so 3 years later, that $240,000 home is now valued at $515,000, okay? That $250,000 home is valued at $455,000. And that third home that we bought for $455K is worth $1.3 million. Just with those first 3 homes, we made $1 million. And so the cool part is that once I started to realize like how much money you can make in real estate, and when you buy right and you play the long game, you make your money work so much harder. We had to work in order to build up that $200,000, right? We had to make $1 million in the last 2 years, and the amount of work we did was much less than it was for us to make that first $200,000. How does this actually help you? First off, we have to get really clear on our terms. So one of my mentors named Dr. Kashi, he's very big on coming to terms. We need to be in agreement of what is a millionaire. Okay, so what does a millionaire mean to you? To me, being a millionaire is having a net worth of over $1 million. So that means that your assets are $1 million more than your liabilities. So let me ask you a question. Do you have personal debt? Then how many assets do you have? Line those up. Do you have $1 million more of cash, assets, stocks, whatever it may be, over the amount of liabilities? That's how you actually become a millionaire. Here's a question I have for you. If you have $1 million in the bank, but you have a personal debt of over $1 million, are you actually a millionaire? If your business grosses $1 million, but isn't profitable, are you a millionaire? Can you become a millionaire without even making $1 million in a year? And so I asked that last question is because we became multimillionaires before we even made $1 million in a year. And so there's 3 things you gotta understand about the money game. You gotta learn how to make money, you gotta learn how to manage money, and you gotta learn how to multiply money. Here's the most important thing to go with those 3 things is you gotta understand the form of leverage. Like in the beginning, we didn't have any leverage. Like I was doing all the sales, I was doing all the work. I hustled my ass off to make $200,000, and I invested all the money I made back into my education and into mentorship, into connections, and to get the information and the systems to actually make a good income. But at the end of the day, like if I stopped working, if I stopped doing sales, if I got burnt out, if I got tired, the money stopped coming in. That's where you need leverage. And so that's why owning a business is so valuable rather than operating a business. And so when it comes to business, you need to understand that there's 3 things that make a business successful. Okay, there's the fulfillment of the business, which is the thing that you sell. Like for me, it was personal training. It was the service. It was helping the clients lose weight. You also need to have the skill sets in the marketing. Like how do you get prospects to come to me? And then sales. What are the words to say, how to say them through the frame that make people reliably want to give you money? Those 2 skill sets, then you got to learn how to get out of your own way around what is actually possible, that you are worthy of making money, and the character traits. Like, did you come from money or not come from money? Are you poor? Are you rich? Like, there's so many different things. But then after you learn marketing, sales, and fulfillment, the next thing you got to do is learn how to hire people, because people who operate businesses get tired. Owners get rich. And so how you own a business is you use leverage. You're able to hire people to do things that you no longer want to, need to, or is the highest and best use of your time. And so the first thing that I learned is actually how to hire assistants and admins and doers. Now we utilize virtual assistants in our business for most of these tasks. So anything that can be done virtually, anything that's like paperwork, that's task work, we have a virtual assistant who does this, and they are amazing. They're so loyal, they're hardworking. The next thing I learned is how to train salespeople, right? How to train salespeople. Like sales is the lifeblood of your business. If you're going to fire everybody, the one person who you're never going to hire is the person who's producing income, the person who's bringing in revenue. Those are salespeople. We train salespeople. We did sales training every single day in order trained and skilled and feel confident and be able to say the words and made people feel really good that wanted to give us money. And then eventually I learned how to someone to bring a manager onto my business who actually managed the hiring, the firing, the day-to-day stuff, so I could actually step away and actually invest in real estate, right? Invest in more businesses. And so these are the different skill sets you need to learn in order for you to actually become an investor. Now, let's actually specifically talk a little bit more about investing. Why real estate? So there is tons of different ways you can invest your money. And when it comes to like financial vehicles, the tried and true ones, we have real estate, we have stocks. Now we have things like Bitcoin, gold, precious metals. You can invest in painting. right? You can invest in your own business. So there's lots of different ways you can do it. So the first way that I actually recommend doing it is what I talked about earlier, is actually invest in yourself, invest in your education, invest in mentorship, fast tracking that process so you get the information that you need. So in the very beginning, when I was interning with Sean, working for him for free, like I invested my time in order to shortcut that process from 6 months of what it took him 10 years to learn. And then when I actually started working in the fitness business as a personal trainer, I invested my time and I basically, again, now I was getting paid to learn how to be a personal trainer and to learn how to sales and all these other things. Like that was really cool. And then eventually that got me so far. And the next phase was, I actually find a mentor, and I gave him my last $10,000 and he ended up showing me how to make a lot more money than that. After that, then I started taking that money I earned, I started putting into real estate. I invested it into an asset, and then that asset appreciated now. So there's different ways to do it, but I'm going to talk about real estate, and the biggest reason why is leverage. So let me explain what that means. So let's say that we have $100,000 to invest. How much stock could you buy for $100,000? I'll help you with this one. You can buy $100,000, okay? No trick question. Put $100,000 in the stock market, you get $100,000 out. Actually, probably less because you actually got to pay some fees, right? If I invested in real estate with $100,000, how much real estate could I buy? I could buy $500,000 of real estate, right? Because in real estate, as an investment, you can put 20% down and you get to control this asset worth $500,000. And again, did you actually get all that equity? No, because again, there's closing costs, there's other fees that get taken up, just like you would if you invest in the stock market. But now, let's say both investments, they appreciate at 10% per year. Which one would make you more money? So let's talk about stocks. So year one, after year one, we put $100,000 into stocks, we made 10%. At the end of year one, we would have $110,000 in stocks. Year one, that same piece of real estate that we bought for $500,000 with our $100,000, it invested 10%, and now it's worth $550,000. Let me ask you this. Let's look out 10 years now, right? So 1 year, that's pretty cool, but like 10 years, we buy real estate to hold real estate forever, right? Because we know that it's going to eventually, over the course of time, it's going to go up. Well, year 10, out of that $100,000, guess what your stock portfolio is worth after it's made 10% per year and it's compounded? Now you're at $236,000. That's actually pretty good. You made $136,000 on your money. Plus you get your original principal back. In real estate, guess how much that same piece of real estate is worth? It's $1.3 million. And you know what your gain is on that? It's $800,000. So now here's even the coolest part. In order for you to actually realize those gains, I would actually have to sell it. If I 1031'd it, which is a really cool technique, which I'm not going to get into here, you could actually 1031 that money into another property. You wouldn't have to pay any taxes on it. Or here's actually my favorite strategy is I would do a cash out refinance, and I would get to pull 75% of the equity out of that property. So again, I wouldn't get to take that whole $800,000, but I could probably take $600,000 in cash, and guess how much I get taxed on it? $0, right? So I get to realize that's gain, and I get to keep the asset. I get to keep the real estate and gets to appreciate for another 10 years. Once I sell the stock, I'm done with it. It's over with. It's gone. Sayonara. Hasta la vista, baby. And so that is the reason why I love real estate so much as an investing strategy. For you, what do you got to do? So I'm going to give you actually tactical step-by-step. Here's what you need to do. Depending on where you're at, you need to take this information and you need to apply it to your specific situation. First thing you got to do is you need to pick a business. So if you're not in business, you need to get in business. Okay. I'm talking to business owners right now. You're never going to get rich working for yourself unless you're an entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur and you actually can create income because you're a salesperson or you are a rainmaker in your company, then I'm talking to you. But if you want to get into entrepreneurship and you want to start a business or you're already in a business, here's what you do. You need to evaluate your business. There's 5 business standards that you need to know before you pick a business, or if you're in a business, you need to evaluate your business based on these 5 standards. So the first one is profit margin. The second one is abundance of leads. The third one is that it's simple. The fourth one is that's delegatable. And the fifth one is that there's proper passion. And so I dive deep into those 5 standards to start a business. If you have not listened to the podcast, go back and listen to that podcast. It is so good. It is like step-by-step. It's showing you exactly how to determine what a good profit margin is. After you pick a business, again, you need to also understand the 3 steps to the money game. Okay. Understand that first goal is to make money. You need to learn how to make money. Okay. Then you learn how to manage your money. You need to learn how to save money and learn how to control your expenses, and then how to actually multiply your money. Okay, that is the game. You multiply money. By that first $10,000 to $200,000, it took me, 5 years to do. And then the next $200,000 to $1 million, less than 2 years. And now, we're able to grow our net worth almost $1 million a year because we have these skill sets, okay? And we have these assets that are continue to compound. If you want to invest in me, actually, and you're someone who does make lots of money and I just want to put this money and I want to park it and I want to grow money like you did, then definitely reach out to me. Hey, if you like this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll be pumping out new videos just like this. And hey, like this video about how to become a millionaire, you're gonna like this video right here on the only ways, the only conditions that I would ever recommend giving my kids money.